All right, let's get into the DC and Marvel universe. Hitler, the television, the motion picture that's been given life, your Genesis, your Revelation, your coming of Jesus, coming of Satan. Let's wrap these into a nice little picture so you can hopefully understand what is coming, okay? Because that script, the scripture, the first 5 books of the so-called Bible, the spiritual book, the so-called Jew nation, this one that is a spiritual nation. It's not a carnal nation or a physical nation that we are shown since the time of Hitler came. So when Hitler came, he brought in this Jew race, this Israel nation that we see. And America is that Judea nation. So, as this motion picture, oh man, the wars, the government is coming, and it's very clear. They've said that these movies were propaganda movies and these types of things about World War I and World War II. Okay, first off, where does the propaganda stop? But knowing these things and how it's all going together, okay, you got to take this picture because the image is being given and it's creating a right and wrong, a left and right, a cold and hot, a red and blue. And when these things get all mixed together, that's when you have, that's these times now where the rainbow's at. And the rainbow's starting to go away as that storm's coming, because sometimes you get that rainbow before and you get that rainbow after the storm. But this rainbow has been showing through the people, and all colors of men are shining through. And this is a spiritual thing as far as connected to the stars in the sky that were shown. These are a clock, a sky clock. It goes around every year. It's one of those things that tells you you're not spinning on a ball shooting through space and ever expanding space and all these other things. So it's just, the stars never change or whatever because they're so far away and the light is so old. You're seeing light that's millions of years old. So the world around you, this program that is Israel, this light, this begotten sun, in different ways of the 7 candlesticks that connects to the 10 horns and the beasts of the earth, the ear, 2 horns, all these things connect us to this reality. As we are a water man, a light man, a liquid metal robot man, a living earth man, a son of God man. We are all these things, but we're also the son of man, which is the highest form of beast. And we've been given dominion over the beast. And that's where you have the man operates inside us, but as well we can see through the eagle and the lion and the ox, and the ox where you're going to work every day, you're pushing, pulling, and the eagle is the bald eagle, this freedom that you have, to soar, to go into the heavens, to leave the ground that you've been cast down to. And you have the lion, the pride of the lion. And the lion, the L-I, all the lowercase first, the uppercase second. That's the 47, the 11 before you. And everything's being turned on as Don is talking about his tribulation time frame of the 3rd term. Okay, and that's that T-herd that's being told about you now. So, as you're all being herded in, you're the herdings. What's going on in this world that you see going? Ding, ding, ding. It's deafening you. The things before us that are opening up and whatever, the age of God coming and walking with man that we're told about in Genesis in different ways, in different segments of denominations, the coming age of Jesus and the kingdom at hand, heaven is in you, that light, that Son of God coming within you, some are first, some are last, and the first shall be last, the last shall be first, all these types of things, okay? So as this is coming into view, we can now start to understand where this so-called mark in the right hand is being shown here, but that Christ session, that number 9, that Christ consciousness of man has come upon the earth, and they've gone and worshiped his name and number, and dawn has come, and now the dark dawn is shining, and he's behind the eclipse of the sun, of the dark sun of this earth, and the eclipse also proves that you live on a flat earth as well. The Wi-Fi, man as a computer, man as a machine, all these things, the aliens, the things we're putting upon the earth, maybe seeing UFOs, orbs, or being grabbed by aliens in the sleep, these things that I've told you in the past, and some other stories, seeing the mothership and such, all these things, this can be a type of, a level of consciousness that's within us. And as these things are within us, it's operating through man and putting these things out on the earth so everyone can eventually rise up into the higher consciousness. So this is where you see the chemtrails being sprayed, and this is creating an environment to where we see these like clouds now that they say are UFOs in disguise or whatever, but they're like geometric shapes and shit like that in the sky. That clouds we didn't have growing up, but can be where it's all come, and the light of God, aliens, all these things operate through us to push us into a new time frame. And this, we're seeing the time of man, and man develops personality by age 7 on one aspect. The Homo sapien has been here for maybe billions of years, like they say, but man as we see it, as far as rising up out of the hunter-gatherer situation, has been the 6,000 year mark, and we're on that 7,000 year mark, and this is where the 25,000 year mark overlaps, and we're going into a new age where the old beast man rises, the cannibals are there, or you have cannibal rising and all this other stuff where man is that given dominion over all the beasts, and then the alien so-called civilization, you have man, lion, eagle, ox, they're all kind of gathered, and then the alien coming out of that so-called, or the superhero, the X-Men, the DC universe, however they want to work it on the projection. But this is where these things are going to come forward, and it's the aliens, the light, the God. We're taught in our modern projection, God, or aliens, the higher force or whatever that would seed earth. All these things are together, and then the church has been blinded by the so-called Jesus that's taught in there, or whoever their begotten son is, to recognize aliens as Satan or fallen angels, demons, all this other stuff. So that's already seared to where they're gathered over here, and then that's the first or last in a way, and then they're never going to make it out. And also we see, oh man, there's so much stuff, but either way, so this is where you see would the sons of God would be the so-called aliens coming in, and then man, lion, ox, eagle, they would all be gathered in the garden, and the infinity sign where the X meets in the middle, they're not going to go straight through, they're going to go either left or right, and either go down or in their left or right circles or whatever, and be stuck in there. And they're not going to go into the infinity, that infinity and all those things, because the thief comes as the night, and you're either way, your internet and all those things are coming to gather up the fish and to hook them in and whatever. But I got in here, folks.